I hear that Rachel's got a bit of a schnoz. I mean, I wouldn't know, because like Medusa, I try to avoid eye contact with her.
Medusa is one of the most misunderstood and misused women in mythological history. And I only start to understand her name. Period. Period, sis.
That's on period.
Hey y'all, it's your mom Taylor. Welcome back to my channel. We are so excited because today is Makeup and Mythology Monday. Today we're talking about Medusa. So if you're new here, Makeup and Mythology Monday is basically a segment where I do my makeup and tell you about a mythological story from somewhere in the world at the same time. So if you like makeup and mythology and you like social political commentary, make sure to subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends, and let's just go and begin. I'm just gonna jump right in. Hey y'all, it's your mom, so welcome back to my channel. Today for Makeup Mythology Monday, we're talking about the lovely Medusa. Okay, so as you can see, I already did my lips. I used both my moisturizer from Clinique and then also the plumper from Toffee. Primer, color correct, and then set it. And now we're gonna start on my eyes. So we're doing like a fun eye look today for Medusa's story. The story of Medusa comes to us from ancient Greece. Present day Greece is more so known for like its healthy, delicious, and nutritious Mediterranean diet and its beautiful touristy landmarks. But Greece was previously a world power under the rule of Alexander the Great. He conquered most of the known world at that time. But also, too, most importantly, Greece is known for its philosophy. A lot of the great thinkers that contributed to the democracies that we know today in Western civilization are like Aristotle and Plato and Socrates. The Socratic method. He's Greek. He's from Greece. Now, the Greeks, like many other peoples, had a polytheistic religion that had various rules. Led rules and told stories about humanity, about life, which leads us to Medusa. Now, Medusa was not a god. She was a Gorgon. She was one of 3 Gorgon sisters. Gorgons are creatures that have human bodies, but like snakes for hair. Now, sexy, right? Like, you're just like, that's hot.
That's hot.
These gargons could have wings, and also like the snakes were living snakes in their hair. They could like bite you and stuff, you know, like that. Because that's how snakes bite you. And her and her 3 sisters were children of the sea gods Seto and Phorcys. Okay, apparently Seto was actually his wife and sister, which, you know, it's not Greek mythology until you run into some incest. Like, you know, what can I tell you? What can I tell you? It was a different time. Still creeps me out that it was a different time. Now, Medusa was the only mortal sister of her siblings, and she looked human, and she was very, very beautiful. Sisters look more like the Gorgon we know from pop culture today. And, you know, but she was pretty chill about it. She didn't let it like go to her head completely. She's just like, you know, I'm Medusa. I'm cute. I'm out here. I just want to live my life with my sisters and have fun, you know? You only live once, right? Medusa was all like, YOLO. One random legend that Medusa actually had wandered around Africa and snakes fell out of her hair. And that's why there are a lot of snakes in Africa. Now, I'm thinking they're talking probably most likely Northern Africa, because that's right by Greece, and also that climate is different than like Sub-Saharan Africa. But yeah, that is one legend of hers. We're gonna talk about some more let's talk about more commonly known legends about Medusa. She was beautiful. She was like not really trying to get like much attention. She tried to just like lay low, but again, she was so hot. Everyone was just like, oh my gosh, Medusa. Medusa, seduce us. Medusa the seducer. You know, she kind of couldn't help it. But even though she's very beautiful, she did pledge her allegiance to Athena, the goddess of war, who actually was destined by the fates to, this is true, to a life of celibacy. Like, she was forever a virgin. Which I was like, once you know that, it makes sense to how she acts the rest of the time, because, like, you know, you can see why, like, you can see part of the motivation of her being, like, kind of a little bit of a hater. But I digress. So, but part of the deal of her working with Athena, pledging to be part of her temple, was that she had to, herself too, Medusa, had a vow of celibacy. So she was not able to ever get married and have a man and stuff like that, because that was part of Athena's thing. She's like, if I'm gonna be a virgin, we're all gonna be virgins together. Athena was like, if I gotta be a virgin, we're all gonna be virgins together. And then Medusa was like, okay, cool, got that. And she was a very faithful priestess to Athena. But now here comes Poseidon, god of the sea, douche nozzle rapist. Sorry, I did that. You know, here comes Poseidon, king of the sea, entitled douche nozzle, and he sees Medusa. He's like, whoa, she's so hot, because of course he is. And he's just like, okay, like, I don't really care. She has this vow to Athena. You know, I want her for my own, okay? Forget Athena, forget your vow, girl. You're all mine. And basically, he, you know, is a big old rapist and rapes her. So I don't like Poseidon. I don't like most of these gods, honestly. Y'all are all a bunch of rapists. But anyways, he rapes her at Athena's temple. And Athena's pissed. And since, I guess, Poseidon is a god, she can't really punish him. So, of course, she saw Medusa, our girl Medusa. She turns her into, like, a full Gorgon with, you know, snakes for hair, and with a gaze that turns men to stone. Wow. Doing seemingly and banishing her from her temple as well, to banishing her to like a remote cave on an island far away. Well, of course there are no ramifications for Poseidon, because you know, until you know how these things work, because misogyny. Of this story by which, like, oh, they had like an affair, and Medusa was a consensual lover of Poseidon's, but still, I'll never think that is fair that only she got punished. But I digress. That's why we don't do this stuff no more. That's why we don't do this no more. Exactly why we don't do this stuff no more. Like, all the gods, honestly, they're all hoes. So he had like an affair with like Aphrodite, which, I mean, she's my favorite. She's like a hoe after my own heart. I can't lie. Like, I love Aphrodite. I feel like we relate a lot, honestly. So I can't even be mad at her. Like, girl, you better get that D. But yeah, so Medusa, not as her own person, with thoughts and feelings who he could have just asked to be, you know, sexual with him, but as Athena's property. So he's like, yeah, I have to violate her because Athena has her and I want her and she's property. So, haha, Athena, defiled your priestess, you know, like, because again, in this context, I guess women aren't people. What's new? What is fucking new? Women aren't people. We're just here for your amusement. Just here for your fucking amusement. To just make your ego grow, make you look good. Some things I hate about being a woman. Like, and then it's like people, ugh, I just don't like it. She's ugly. She runs away to like the cave that Athena shuns her to because now that she's a Gargan, like a full Gargan, people's not trying to mess with her no more. They're like, oh no, this girl finna eat us alive, which as she should. And I'd be pissed too if I was Medusa. Like, especially if it wasn't consensual, which I feel like, from what most accounts I've researched, it wasn't. But there are some people who again disagree. But whatever, my girl is not here to speak for herself, so I'm gonna go with she didn't want it. Okay, make or break in the story. We're doing our foundation right now. Oh yeah, trying to get all okay. Like to get my hairline. Why is my head so big? Like parents, like why is my head so big? Like I want to know, like genuinely. So you have to work so much. I have to work so hard to get my full face covered. That makes it huge. My head's huge, and that's just not fair. Okay, we're almost done with that. Okay. Mom's gonna be upset because I left my bra. I totally didn't even see it there. I was so focused. But yeah, we're doing concealer, so I'm gonna just highlight my face, and now we're gonna bake it. It's time to bake it into shape. Shape it up. I like my face. But yeah, that's what we're doing right now. Yeah. And we're almost done with that. Then we're gonna contour it during the story. There's not a whole lot known about Medusa's life after exile. I guess when she just is banned from society, she's just in her cave doing her own thing, relaxing and chilling, just being a Gargan in peace until punk ass Percy wants to come through and say that he has to kill her. Well, it wasn't all his fault. Let's be fair, it wasn't all his fault. He was given a mission by the gods to murder Medusa. For what reason? We don't really know. From all accounts that I could find, she was just sitting there chilling, mind her damn business. But no, they gotta go kill Medusa. Perseus, he is the son of Zeus and a mortal woman named Danae. And he suddenly makes him a demigod. So not clearly powerful as a god on Mount Olympus, but then also not completely powerless as a mortal. Like his mom's a mortal, but his dad's a god. And of course, Zeus was a hoe as well, like Poseidon. And they have many, many children in out of wedlock. Don't you know the story with this lady, how she met Zeus? If her encounter with Zeus was consensual, but here we are. Here we are. You guys, that's how much I really don't care about Perseus. The reason I'm bringing him up because he's like the one who kills Medusa. So basically he goes to the gods on Olympus and gets gifts from them to help him slay Medusa. For what purpose? We don't really know. He will just want this lady dead. And the gods give him various gifts to help with this task. He got a cloak of invisibility from Hades, god of the underworld. He got winged shoes from Hermes, the god of travel. My brows, man. Ridiculous, aren't they? He received a sword from Hephaestus, who I don't know who that is, but apparently he's got enough to give him a sword to slice off Medusa's head. And then Athena. Yeah, so I'm gonna say Athena like that, because this bitch is trifling, okay? Athena gives her a reflective shield so he doesn't have to look Medusa in the eye, because again, her glare is dangerous. She can kill you by looking you in the eye. And everyone was like, no, we want Perseus to survive this.
I hope you find my eye. So rude, not looking people in the eye.
Why? Why is he getting rewarded for bothering a woman doing nothing mind her own damn business? We don't know. We don't know. But with these tools, he goes to the secluded island where Medusa lives. Because of course he does. Because men just feel entitled to go wherever the hell they please. Don't care about nobody else's feelings or nothing. Medusa is sleeping in her cave peacefully, you know, just trying to be okay. And Perseus, of course, is trying to sneak into her cave as quickly as possible, to slice off her head. Now, I believe at some point she's woken up, but again, with the reflective shield, he avoids having to look her in the eye, and he just takes the sword that he got from hepatitis and just slices her head off like an asshole. Own business in her own house. He's an invader. Most annoying thing ever. And let's talk about Athena for a second. Athena, hating ass bitch. So I don't like her. Fucking traitor, hating ass bitch. I do not like Athena. Like, how was she your girl, but you want to do this to her? You want to backstab her like that? Athena reminds me of my old friends from high school that are fake as fuck. Like, she reminds me just of them. Fake as hell. Just stab you, backstab you whenever they get the chance. Not good people. Not good people. I'll go and leave the beloved two viewers. Remember, if you haven't watched that series. Because these girls like Athena haters. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm your friend, but now I'm not your friend anymore. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I don't trust those hoes out here. These hoes ain't loyal. So when Perseus kills Medusa, out of her bloody neck stump are born two creatures. One Pegasus, like the Pegasus, the one who is Hercules' horse in his stories, and also another creature named Chrysor, who are both considered Poseidon's kids. Poseidon, just like the ultimate baby daddy. Him and Zeus both nasty. Again, so lucky Chocolaty did not exist back then. I'm just saying, they'd be paying so much fucking money. Children are born, and then as just like what part of his victory lap, Perseus takes Medusa's head and just, travels around the world with it, using it to turn his enemies to stone as he tries to get back to whatever his weird ass mission was that he had to get her head for in the first place. I don't like him. Even though she's dead, this is post-mortis. That's their body they just left there at her cave. Her body is, like, her head is being used still to people to stone. Which I feel is full backstory. I really like Medusa, but like, you know, as a kid, I just kind of wrote her off as like a one-dimensional villain that was malicious. But she really epitomizes the struggles of women everywhere, especially people who are victims of sexual assault. In a misogynistic society where a woman's value is based on her beauty and her virtue, i.e. virginity, Medusa safeguards those things, and she's ultimately punished for it. Being a priestess of Athena, she is violated, and there is no due process or recourse for her. She is violated by a man, a male deity who feels entitled to her body and is never held accountable for his actions. She's victim blamed. It sounds so familiar to so many of us. What was she wearing? How much did you have to drink? Shows us that there is no due process for victims then or now. And, you know, at the end of the day, you know, as a victim of sexual assault, you're blamed for your own assault and labeled a monster by society, labeled a liar, labeled a slut, labeled so many different things that you had nothing control over what happened to you. So I'm gonna read a segment from an artist post explaining how Medusa is epitome of a lot of women's struggles. Medusa's story isn't so different than today's rape victims. The scary part of the myth of Medusa is that she is a rape victim with no support system. It's a story so powerful and relevant to today's society, I couldn't help but cry for Medusa. First, she was sexually abused and punished for it by women who had the power to help her. And then she turned into a monster and essentially stripped of her identity. It's hard to feel comfortable, much less beautiful, in a rape victim's body. But to be turned into a literal monster by the woman you worshipped after you were raped, it's a fate worse than death. The Emperor violently murders her. As mentioned earlier, he does this completely invisible, without warning or a hint of fairness. Then he decides that killing Medusa isn't enough, but he has to keep her body as some sort of trophy. Medusa, in life, lived the same way that she had in death. She had no agency over her body and lived in a continuous cycle of abuse through being passed on from man to man. The tragic story, it's even more tragic that history remembers Medusa as a monster, not as the victim that she was. Maybe it is fitting though. We don't listen to victims now, much less hundreds of years ago. Instead, people turn them into something or someone that they're not. How many times have you heard the news call a victim an instigator? We turn people who need our help the most into monsters. But in reality, the real monsters are rapists like Poseidon, abusers like Perseus, and victim blamers like Athena and Ovid. Most of all, it's the people who actively choose to not look further into a victim story. In a way, as I finish the myth, I realize that I am monstrous for not listening to Medusa's story all these years. Medusa, if you are sitting in a cave somewhere reading this, I want to say that I'm sorry and I believe you. It's kind of how I felt when I first found the book. I think only maybe a few years ago that John Solo had done a story on his channel. He's one of the what are words? Okay. It was a few years, I believe, that John Solo did a video about this on his channel, which he's part of the inspiration for this thing on my channel. And I was like, what? She was raped? Like, why? Like, there's so much we never knew about Medusa more. She was just like, oh, she's like this evil snake-haired woman, but there's more to her, which I feel like is very true for a lot of women. I feel like we're put in these constant boxes of either being like a prude or like a slut or like being, you know, we're just always very much stereotyped into one thing, and we are so complex, and we have to switch them ourselves. We need to at least start believing in ourselves more. Definitely me, and I definitely struggle with some intense imposter syndrome these past couple weeks that I've been gone, but I'm back. Please let me know if you like the new format, and if you enjoyed the story, please leave a like, leave a comment down below, and tell me what was the most surprising thing you learned about Medusa today. But until next time, thank you so much for watching, and you have a great day or night or afternoon. Bye.